Welcome back to Backspace Academy. In this lab on multi-factor authentication, we're going to be implementing MFA on the root user access. And that is very important because if you have an IAM user compromised, you can quite simply delete that IAM user. But if you have your root access compromised, then you just won't have access at all, and it will create a lot of problems if you actually have your root user access compromised. So it's vitally important that you set up multi-factor authentication on root user. So the first thing we need to do is we need to download Authy. So you go to authy.com in the download section. Now there's a number of options for downloading. You can use any of these. You can download it onto your mobile application for iOS or Android. There's a desktop application as well for Mac and Windows. If you're going to select the 64-bit Windows, make sure you're running 64-bit Windows, otherwise we're going to have a problem. And for Linux, you should be able to use the Authy in your Chrome browser. You should be able to use that with Chromium, I guess. I haven't tried that myself, but that should work for Linux users. So download those. I'd probably recommend you download both the desktop and the mobile application, because it's good to have both in case one goes a bit haywire. You've always got the other one as a backup. Okay, so once you've got Authy downloaded, just run the desktop app and set up your account. So you need to put in your country code and your phone number in there, and then click on Next. Okay, so once you've put in your phone number details, if you used a landline number, you'll have to select phone call. Otherwise, you can select SMS. If you've already set up Authy and you've already been using Authy in the past, you can use your existing device to do that. But just click on probably SMS if you're using a mobile, or phone call to verify your account. Okay, so once we've got Authy set up, then we can go back into the IAM management console. We'll go to the dashboard, and you can see here under security status, we've got a warning here that's saying activate MFA on your root account. So we just click the drop down there and we can manage MFA. So we're going to be using a virtual MFA device, which is what Authy is. It's a software application. It's not a hardware device. And next steps, and it's telling us to download and install an MFA compatible application, which is what Authy is. So next step. Okay, so if we're using the mobile application, we can open it up, and in the top right hand corner there'll be a drop down menu. And what you can select there is add account and then scan QR code. And when you scan that, that will automatically add the AWS account to your virtual MFA device. If you're using the Authy desktop app, you need to just cut and paste the actual key in there, which is what I'm going to do now. So just double click on that and copy it. And I'll copy that into Authy. So what I do is I click on the plus sign for Authy here. And I'll just open that up here. And I put that key in there now. And I click on Add Account. So what it's going to do now, and you don't have these options for the mobile application, it just automatically just puts it in for you. But what you can do is you can select whatever you want here. So if you scroll down, you can see the icon for Amazon Web Services. So just put that on there and give your account a name as well. So I'm just going to call mine Backspace Labs. Make sure you don't call yours Backspace Labs. Call yours whatever, something different other than Backspace. And click on Save. Okay, so there we have created for us our account has been set up for multi-factor authentication on Authy. So what we need to do now is get this number here, this 817519, and put it into here. Okay. And then we're just going to wait a while for it to change. So it's now changed. So we just put the second one in there now. Okay. So once we've got those two authentication codes, we can click on Activate Virtual MFA Device. So there we have. The MFA device has been successfully associated with your account. So if we now refresh the console, and we can see there that we've got Activate MFA on our root account. It's got a big green tick to it, so we've already done that. So next time we log into our MFA root account, what will happen is that we'll put in our username and password, and there'll be a second process where we have to put in this number or this code from Authy. So that brings us to the end of the MFA lab, and make sure that you go and download the lab notes and follow this through quite carefully, because it's very important to set that up.